I'd love to hear a little bit about your hiring philosophy, the characteristics that you look for, and how do you retain a great team? And also thinking about investing in team, when to invest with team, profitability.
Yeah, absolutely. So before this, I actually worked in the private equity industry for about a decade. The biggest thing I learned there was we would go into these companies that were essentially broken. They would tend to have like a dictatorial CEO that would surround himself with like B or C players that were yes people.
Yep.
And then you'd have 300 people at the company that didn't talk to each other, had all these wonderful ideas, were afraid to share them. And then we would go in and bring in like a wonderful CEO. My favorite one was named Kim. She would come in and basically hire 2 or 3 people around her that are smarter than her at marketing and sales and growth and operations. And then you'd go back to these companies, they might be in like, Iowa or Alabama, and they have 297 of the same employees. You come back 6 months later, it's a completely transformed organization with all the same employees except for 3 new leaders. And it's how do we be transparent?
Yep.
How do we talk to each other? How do we share ideas? How do we like make it a cool place to work? How do we make it so you can have like a growth trajectory at the company? And we did hundreds of deals, and we actually did a bunch of research on this. Like, what's the most important thing of drivers of growth? We went back and looked at our investment committee memos before we did the deals. It wasn't market, it wasn't product, it was the quality of the team.
So 3 characteristics of a great team member.
Yeah. So what we look for at 1440 is love for the work. Do you have passion for what you're doing?
Yep.
Second is intellectual horsepower. When you sit down and talk to them,
Right. Are
do
they
they
naturally
impress you with
curious?
like their curiosity and their intellectual horsepower? And then the third one is cultural fit. Do you want to hang out with them? Actually, a lot of times you can have people that are passionate about the work and very intellectually curious, but they can be assholes, and we don't want to hire those people.
We see this all over Silicon Valley as well. These startup founders who come in and think they're going to know everything, do everything. This is the type of team we need to hire, etc. How do you take a back seat sometimes to let the team do their thing?
One of the lessons I've learned is you generally want to like hire smart people and get out of their way.
Yeah.
I think it's my job to let them do their thing, but then also make sure like the ship's going in the right direction. It's a work in process. I'm trying to get better at every day, and our whole team is as well.
Well, your leadership speaks for itself. You said most of your team members have been with you for 4 years. So since the beginning, you have a pretty high retention rate, which is off the rails, right?
Yeah, we've lost 1 employee in 4 years. So we only have 23 employees, but we try to keep people really happy here, and we try to pay well above market. Everyone on our team has equity.
When you come to Silicon Valley and speak to all the founders, CEOs who like don't understand that 5 days a week, grinding your people inside and out, not giving benefits, and that they should work for lower pay, really isn't the way to build a great culture.
Yeah.
Sorry to bash my Silicon Valley people, but it is, your philosophies are right, and it's showing up in your work. And I think that designs the growth. So I love it. Thank
Appreciate
you
that
for
very
being
much.
here.
Yeah, thanks so much for the opportunity.
Of course.